Today we're gonna go over one of my biggest regrets with purchasing fragrances. We've got Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. Look at this ginormous bottle. If you have even tried to purchase this, look, this is one of these fragrances that is awesome, that's ridiculously beautiful, but it's very it's a very specific fragrance in terms of when it feels appropriate. Well, let's go into the notes. Tobacco vanille, tobacco vanilla. Do you pick that up? Yeah, you pick up vanilla. You also pick up tobacco, but not in the harsh tobacco sense or the smoky tobacco sense. It smells like a wet tobacco. Like if you dunked a cigar into syrup. Not in a bad way, but in that's what it is kind of way. It's no good or bad. It smells like a wet cigar. It's really sweet, this fragrance. Because I also picked up dried fruits. It's what it smells like to me. It smells like dried fruits, a bit of tobacco, and vanilla. Other than the vanilla, I do not smell any spices at all. I get a blast of sweetness with vanilla and some sweet tobacco. And it's really good. I just barely use this because of how specific it is to the weather. It is only appropriate for the cold weather. It's only appropriate for the cold weather. If you pull this out in the summer, man, you're gonna be messing people's days up, because this stuff can get cloying. It will in the heat. That's not saying it's bad. It's not nothing. It's great, but in the heat, no good. So longevity, projection, amazing, ridiculous. The performance on this thing is in a league of its own. It's better than Layton. It's, believe it or not, it's probably longer lasting than Spice Bomb Extreme. That's how potent this stuff is. Which is good, right? It helps makes up for how expensive it is, because you don't have to blast as much. Even though you don't have to blast Spice Bomb Extreme anyway. The projection, really good too. It doesn't overdo it. I don't think you can overdo a projection, or maybe you can. Yeah, you can. Sauvage over projects. This does not over project. It's got that beautiful bubble. It does just enough to stay around you to the point where it's not gonna jet off and it's gonna alert the world to your arrival. So how specific this kind of fragrance is. It feels really only appropriate for holidays, for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Certainly not New Year's. There's a feeling that you get from smelling this. How do I say it? It smells like a wholesome feeling. Wholesome. It smells family friendly. Is one of those things I can say about this, because I can't imagine me wearing this out at a party and getting me into that mental zone. I can imagine this at dinner time with my cousins and my uncles and my parents, when we're about to cut a pernil or a turkey or the pasteles, one of those things. But with like alcohol and fireworks, like New Year's kind of thing, and grapes and all that, it's just not the environment where I think this will shine. And like I said before, it smells like dried fruits. It reminds me of this drink that my father likes to make. It's called ponche, which is just punch, but it's like, it's not just punch, but that's, I guess, the translation. It's like this really heavy, sweet, fruity drink. And I get the similar feeling to this because they use cinnamon, which, you know what, now that I say it, maybe there is another spice in there that I smell. It is cinnamon. But uses cinnamon, uses dried fruits. He puts cashews and almonds, and I'm sure other things. I'm not quite sure on whatever his recipe is, but there's a similarness to this. And then you got the vanilla and the tobacco, and it forms this beautiful scent. But very specific. This is a PG rated fragrance. It is good, but it's a PG rated fragrance. Like, I could spray this on a grandma and it'll be as good on as her as it would be on me. So price though, I said this was my biggest fragrance regret, not because it's bad, but because of how little I use it to how expensive it was. I think the price that I paid traumatized my brain because I don't even remember. I do know I got it at Nordstrom. I remember that. I remember exactly where I got it. But the price, I do not remember. And you know what? I don't want to remember because it's just going to hurt me. It's going to make me feel some type of way. So I'm not going to think about it. What I will say is, if you get any Tom Fords, just get the small ones, because I think you're going to be like, damn, that's expensive. Let me wear not as much. So I think it's an overpriced fragrance that's amazing, if that makes any sense. It's like if you make a movie that's so good, but the price is like $500 million to make. Like, do you really want to make that movie? It's good, and a lot of people will like it, but is it worth making the movie? I don't know. So in terms of price, I'm gonna give it like 3 stars. In terms of the scent itself, I'm giving it like 4.5 when it's in the appropriate realm or environment. Outside of those holidays and maybe even those really cold days, let's go with like a 3.9 stars, maybe 4 stars. I'm gonna go with 3.9, just because it's not as versatile as the fragrance if you'd like. It's too specific. But when it is time for it to be specific, when it hits its niche, it's banging. It's on point. So that is Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille, the fragrance that has hurt me the most.